Good evening. Hello, hello. Well, let me see who's going to show up to this live. Say hello if you're here so I know that you are here. Who's the first one to join? Let me see. Say hi. Let me see you. Adriana, hello. How are you? Thanks for joining me tonight. We are talking about questions you guys have asked me last week, or this week actually. It was on Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember. But we're talking about some of those questions. Some of those questions were very good. So I thought it would be nice for you guys to, learn a little bit more, practice your listening. So let's get cracking. Thanks for joining me, guys. Hello, everybody. So let me just have a little look at what we're going to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is, it's very funny because this normally does not happen. I don't know why this happened this time. Weird, but it did. I got 4 questions about the same thing, and it's not a very usual question because I always get some questions that are similar. How can I improve my listening? How can I improve my speaking? I can't remember things. What do? I will never learn. Save me. These things are normal. I always get those. But this question here is unusual, and I got 4 of them. Weird. So I actually answered on Instagram. I answered this question, but I thought I would come here and just expand a little bit, just talk about this a little bit more to make sure you guys understand, okay? The question was, one of them, they're practically the same. Why the sentence? Why the sentence? I've got in the present if the verb get in the past is got. So why do you say I've got, which is the present, when the past of get is got? It's confusing when you're a learner. I understand this. It is confusing when you're a learner because you guys keep thinking about grammar. That's why it's confusing to you. Why do I say this? Because it was not confusing to me when I was learning. I never actually thought about this. I'm not joking. I never thought, why do I say I've got if got is the past of get? That never even crossed my mind. Listen to this. Love it. This never crossed, ouch, calm down. This never crossed my mind. What do you think it means? I'm going to ask you a question. Type it up, okay? I want to see this. Not joking. What do you think this means, okay? It never crossed my mind. What do you think it means? Type it up. I want to see some answers now. This never crossed my mind. What does it mean? Give me the meaning. Give me the meaning. Don't translate. Don't just type it up in Portuguese. No, give me the meaning. What do you feel this means? It never crossed my mind. Yes, I never thought about it. Perfect, Andre, that's it. And all the other guys that said it too. Yes, I never thought about it. It never crossed my mind. I love this expression. Let me just type it up so you can make some notes, okay? It never, hold on. I can't type tonight, apparently. It's just not working. It never crossed my mind. Have a look and make notes. Grab yourself a pen and a notebook and jot things down. You don't know this. You don't know this. I'm sure you don't know this because this one is like something that I heard when I was already fluent in England from a friend at university, and I was like, what? And it's great. I love it now. Look, jot something down. Any idea what that means? Jot something down. Jot it down. What do you think? What do you think? Give me some thoughts. Type it up. I need to see this, guys. I need to see it. What do you think this means? Jot it down. Yes, write it down. Yeah, that's it. So, of course, the proper way is write it down, okay? But jot it down, I think my understanding of this that will probably help you is write it down real quick. Just a little note of something, you know, just get it down, jot it down. So, okay. So let's go back to what I was saying. This never crossed my mind when I was a learner because I learned like in this situation, didn't I? So I was never thinking get, got, present, past. Didn't think about it, which is good, because I didn't have this type of problem. I had other problems, but I didn't have this problem. And this problem is a bitch because it's complicated, you know. And also, do not get offended by the word bitch, because bitch is not what you think it is. Bitch is something that is not nice. You know, it's not nice, but it's not an extremely offensive word. It's offensive, but it's not like, wow, super offensive. So relax. So that was one question. Before I answer, I'm just going to read another one, if I got that one here, because I want you guys to see. Okay. Eu tenho uma dúvida. Por que os nativos usam got no presente? Não encontro nada explicando sobre o assunto. We have to talk about this. I'm not even joking. We actually have to talk about this. There are two things. Pay attention. There are two things that are practically the same. Those things are I have and I have got. So I have got. Those two things are practically the same most of the time, okay? Because I can never say definitely 100% always, because it's language, isn't it? Sometimes there is one shit. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I completely just lost it because I heard my daughter falling off the couch. She's not alone, don't worry. And a couch is a sofa. Hold on, I'm actually shaky. Just give me a second, please. Let's get back to it. I'm so sorry. So, I cannot say that it's always 100%. This is never going to change, because language sometimes changes depending on what you're saying, depending on where you are, depending on which country is speaking that, you know, that specific type of English as well. So I don't want to do that with you. But what I want to say is most of the time I have and I have got are practically the same, okay? I'm talking the present here, okay, guys? Present tense. I have a daughter. I have got a daughter. The same. No difference. When you are watching movies in English and you are watching series and you're listening to native people speak, you are bound 100%. You will hear native people saying, I got like this. I got a daughter. I got a phone. I got a job. I got some food in my fridge. Yeah. And you will probably, if you're a learner and you have this history of learning with lots of grammar, you will ask yourself why I got is like somebody, like, for example, somebody gave it to me, right? No, not necessarily. I got, a lot of the time when you hear native people speaking, refers to I have got. But my understanding of things, okay, guys, because when I got this question, I was thinking about it so hard, and I realized that a lot of the time, this is just because when we speak, things happen in such a natural way. Just think about us speaking Portuguese, right? Sometimes we say things that are not correct. We say things that are grammatically bad. We do that because there are so many changes that occur within language, and this happened in English and happens in English too. And I'm talking amongst native people, amongst them. So my understanding of this, to make it very simple for you, because I really do think you guys waste a lot of time and a lot of energy on these things. Just saying, okay? I think it stops you from moving forward. But my understanding is that practically, I have got is what you should be saying. However, we talk so fast, life happens so dynamically that have sometimes gets dropped, and you just end up saying I got instead of I have got, and then it becomes something acceptable in a language, So it's a lot of the time it will be in the present tense. It will be like saying I have got, but you have got to be listening so close, because obviously got is the past of get. So sometimes you'll hear this, I got a new phone, and you'll think, okay, I got a new phone is I have got, like I have a new phone. Maybe not. Maybe it means I got, as in the past of get, which means sometimes buy, you give them money and you get the phone. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have got to be listening to what's happening. And that's why I always say that first things first, the first thing you got to do is work on your listening. Because if your listening is not sharp, is not good, your speaking is not going to be sharp or good either. Simple as. Is this clear? Do you see what I'm saying? Please say yes or no, just so I can get a gist of what's going on here. I live in Porto Alegre. Yes, you guys know it. Thanks for answering for me. Thank you. Is it clear? Is my explanation clear? Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, good. Whew, I'm glad. That's brilliant. Okay, next question. Very good. Thank you. Next question is, this one's a quick one. How can I pronounce the word fire? It's a good question. It's a very quick one. How can I pronounce the word fire? Fire. British English, fire is like fire. Some of those things are easier in American English, right? Because then it's like, I don't know. I don't. Let's not go there. But in British English, fire. So look, there's a fire. There's a fire. It's a weird, strange sentence, isn't it? There's a fire. Look. Oh, it's something you don't know. Just had this idea. I don't know. I think you don't know this. Yeah, you guys are going to tell me if you knew this or you didn't know this. So I'm going to tell you now. And if you know this, if you knew this already, you're going to say, I knew it, like this. I knew it. And if you didn't, you're going to say, I didn't. Okay? Now listen to what I'm going to tell you. And then when I finish, you're going to go, I knew it or I didn't. Be honest, though. When you talk about fire, like there's a fire, there's a big fire, something is on fire, imagine that there's a fire. What you say in English is you put out the fire. Did you know this? You need to put the fire out. Put out the fire. Did you know that it's put out? I think this is completely weird. It doesn't make sense in my head, but it is put out the fire. Please say I knew it if you did, or I didn't if you didn't. Go. Put out the fire. Can you put out the fire, please? Oh, you guys are too good. What? It's mixed, isn't it? I knew it, I didn't. I knew it, I didn't. I knew it, I didn't. Cool. I'm glad, because this is something weird. Some things in English are just, and that's why when you guys send me messages going, why do I say put out the fire? I go, don't ask me, right? Ask, I don't know.
the queen, maybe. I don't have the answer for this. So you just do. That's because you do. That's how the language is formed. You put out the fire. Cool, brilliant. So, next question. I love this question. É possível aprender inglês em um ano? Yes. Yes. It is possible, man. It is possible to learn some English in a year. Of course. Is it possible to learn English and be completely fluent within a year? No. It might be contradictory here. Possibly not. Guys, in a year, if you are studying consistently, that is always the key, isn't it? I always say this because I just believe that if you have got a very good plan and you are following that consistently, you can definitely improve your English. Supposedly you know no English at all from zero, okay? If you've got a very good plan and you're studying with intention, which means you are doing things that will actually bring you the results you need, you could say that you learned a lot of English in a year. Yes, you're not going to be fluent in a year because fluency is a lot of practice. And this practice does not occur within a year. You need more time to have this practice, you see. But you can, of course, you can learn a lot. And you could say, I speak English after a year. Maybe it's not, really great, but you communicate and you get by. And if that's good enough for you, then that's good enough for you. Who am I to judge what's good for you? You know what's good for you. But for you to say, is it possible to be fluent in a year? I don't believe it's possible to be fluent in a year. And, sometimes I get comments and things from people saying that you learn English in a few months. And I'm always like, no. Because I shouldn't have to say this because to me, it's just really obvious. It's just logical. Just think about the structures, the basic verbal tenses, vocabulary that you need to communicate, expressions. Those three things are a must, yeah? Tenses, vocabulary, expressions, phrasal verbs. 4 things are a must for fluency. How are you going to get all this down and remember all of this in a year? I find it, in a few months. I find that very unrealistic. So maybe what I gathered is that maybe those people feel that the level of English they have achieved is what they are happy with. Then yes, then that is possible in a few months. But fluency in a few months, come off it. All right, let me just see what you guys are saying before I go. Too many things to learn in a year. Exactly. The way I think it works best is this year that you're going to be full on studying hard, like with a purpose. I'm not talking studying a lot of grammar. I'm talking watching a lot of my videos, maybe. Yeah, you're going to do this seriously for a year. My goodness, your comprehension by the end of this year is going to be, wow, top notch, fantastic. But there's more. There are other areas that you're going to have to work on. First, you're going to work on your comprehension, and then you're going to work on your speaking. And can you see how everything kind of follows until you get to the point where the language is formed in your brain and you can say, I'm fluent. Because it's formed, it's there, you've got the whole thing there, So, do you think we can learn fluent English without going abroad? Absolutely, yes, I do. I absolutely believe that, yes. And we have a great example of that. in my field, we've got Karina Fragoso, who learned English in Brazil, and she is very fluent, you know, so we know an example of that. And there are plenty of other people. What I feel and think is that when you move abroad and you really live it, you're not just there, you actually live it, you know, you go for it and you put yourself in situations where you really improve and really learn. I think this is an amazing boost for your English. And I think this does potentially make your English more natural. You know, I think this is a very lovely touch, nice touch, you know, but I don't think you need to move abroad to speak fluent English at all. I don't. My darlings, it's been amazing. You guys are so excited tonight. Go, I like it. Thank you so much. I hope that this live has helped you and has clarified some questions that you may have had, but more so that it has given you the chance to practice some real English comprehension and listening. Because remember, you do that and then your speaking gets better. You listen and then you speak. You can't be a fluent speaker if your comprehension is weak. Does not work like that. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me. Gabriella, I do teach privately, but I have no availability. The second group of students for 100 days, my English course, is going to be in July. So that will be, if you love my method and if you would like to have access to it, that would be a great chance for you, okay? Thank you all so much for joining me. It's been a blast as always, and I'll see you all next Monday, that's for sure. Take care and goodbye.